Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl, Miss Trina with Chat with Trina, and today I am chatting with the father, educator, and dancer, Mr. Dominique Martin. Hello, everybody. This is Miss Trina with Chat with Trina, and I am here with my friend, Mr. Dominique Martin. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, how you doing? How you
I am
doing?
wonderful. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Did you win tonight, or was it practice?
Uh, well, um, well, I still got my stuff home from school today. But
Oh,
I bowl in a league on Wednesday nights. In Dallas, well, in Duncanville.
okay.
So we bowl about 3 games on Wednesday night. So
Oh,
I
so y'all
got a
just kind of
decent.
playing.
Now it's a bowling league. So I'm yeah. My team is like we're number 8. But it's only a 2-man team, so it's
Oh,
fun.
gotcha. Is your actual legal name Dominique Martin?
Yes. My legal name is Dominique Martin. My name.
All righty. Um, are you from Dallas or Fort Worth? Because I heard that's a big deal.
I am born and raised in Oak Cliff,
Oak
Dallas,
Cliff.
Texas.
Okay. Is that where Slee is from, Chris?
Yeah, Chris. Yeah,
Okay.
Chris is from the cliffs.
Okay. Okay. You have brothers and sisters.
Absolutely. I have one brother who's is 3 years younger than me, but when people see him, they swear he's the older brother. So that's cool with me.
Does he act
Um,
like the oldest too?
and I have two. Um,
No.
I don't know, not really. He's still the little
Oh.
brother. But
Well, my
um,
sister act like she the oldest. She thinks she the oldest.
yeah, no, we just been so cool with each other like that. It just never
Never
was a
came
big
together.
was the youngest or oldest. And then I have two
Gotcha.
sisters. Um, I have two sisters. They're actually my not my biological sisters. They're my father adopted them,
Oh wow.
but
Okay.
were adopted from birth. So they've only ever known, um, myself and my brother as their brothers. So, and they're
Okay.
they're my sisters. So yeah,
Right. I have a sister and a brother. No one probably knows that about me too. I have my dad adopted them at 6 months old, each of them. You have children. I
Mhm.
saw one of them, and I'm hoping I wasn't wrong, but I think that's your daughter you were dancing with
Absolutely.
in the gray in the back. Yes. So do all your children dance or just
No. My kids. I have a different range of the ages of my children.
uh-huh.
My oldest is 30 and he is an excellent musician. So he's a trumpet player
Oh.
and different things like that. And my second son, he's graduated from college and he's into physical. He has a degree in physical therapy. And my daughter that everybody saw me dance with now,
Mhm.
at that time, she was 17. She was graduating from high school the next year.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, when we competed, she was in the 11th grade, and she's a dance.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a dancer. She was a dancer at Duncanville High School,
Uh-huh.
the dance team, but she didn't do swing dancing or anything like that. I taught her, um, and then we kind of went from there.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it
Does she
got
still swing dance?
with me.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. She
She
haven't
does.
been able to pull the others, some of her friends in.
Nah, she'll do it with me because she just wanted to do something with her dad, and
Okay,
she had seen many of my competitions before,
okay.
and she wanted to try, and I was like, absolutely.
Of
Let's.
course. So what you said you graduated from no, not Duncanville. What's the school you graduate from?
I graduated from Kimball High School in Dallas. Slee went to Carter. That was my rival school.
Okay.
Yeah. So Slee went there. But yeah, I graduated in 1990 from
Oh, see, I'm older than you. Okay. I
yeah. I'll be 49 soon.
so did you always know that you were going to go to college? Was that something in your household that y'all discussed? Like, was that something your parents instilled in you?
Yeah, that's something that was a non-negotiable.
Okay.
Um, that was going to happen. And my mother and my father both went to college. My father was the band director, well, not the band director, but the drum major at Bishop College in Dallas.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up under that stuff. So that's where the whole band thing came from.
Oh,
My
okay.
mom, my mom was a dancer on the drill team at Madison High School. That's kind of how I guess the
It
whole
fused
dancing
all
and
of
music
you.
thing.
I
Yeah,
know that you went to the awesome Texas Southern University. Am I correct?
absolutely, absolutely. TSU. I
Yes,
thought
and
you
a
knew.
little birdie told me today that you actually one of your classmates was Cretia, our Cretia here in Houston. Rock, I talked to
Absolutely.
Rock before I
Uh,
interviewed you today, and he told me something that you may not know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he was my
Cretia
little
was
birdie.
my crab. Yeah, Cretia was my crab sister. We both went to TSU our freshman year at the same time. As freshmen as crabs. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's how I went. That was exactly how I
that is
went.
something I did not know
I
that.
am a member of Kappa Kappa Psi, National Honorary Band Fraternity for Musicians. I think education chose me.
Mm,
I don't think I really chose it because when I got out of school, um, I I didn't go into a field of I didn't go to school to go teach. I didn't go to be an educator. I went to school to be an accountant. Uh,
really?
yeah, and to be a comptroller for a business, and that was my biggest thing. I wanted to be the comptroller. I wanted to be the person who handled these business affairs and these accounts and stuff. So that was my
Oh
big.
wow.
But unfortunately, unfortunately and fortunately, what happened
Mhm.
was I moved back to Dallas from Houston, and when I got back to Dallas, I started working um, at a business in a accounting business and stuff, and it was okay. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it was okay. I was making money and stuff like that. And then one day I happened to be driving home and I passed by my old high school at Kimball, and the band was outside and they were practicing and getting ready to do stuff. So I stopped and I watched them for a little bit and went on about my business. And then the next day came and I stopped by there again and um, just wanted to go check out the band because the old band director was still my band director that was there. 2 months after that, my band director happened to quit. He happened to
Oh.
quit school and decided to move on to do something else. I think he wanted to become a principal or something,
Hmm.
but he was done with it, and he was like, "I'm done," and he left. And when he left, there was nobody there to replace him. Uh, the,
Hmm.
the school was in a bind and they were trying to get another band director and it was taking a little bit of time. So um they had they had started to make the band class into like a text prep class, a testing prep
Ooh.
class. So they were going to get rid of the band, period. And it just so happened one of the days that when I went up there, I heard them talking about all of this. And I knew the principal at that time too, because the principal of the school went to school with his son, Eugene,
Hmm.
was a music guy, went to school with me. So just funny thing happened. When they told me about that, I went to the office to the school one day. I was off and I said, "Hey, um, I'll volunteer and work with the kids so you don't have to get rid of this program."
Yeah.
So I started literally volunteering, working with the kids after school. And then
Wow.
from there, the band grew. And the principal contacted me and said, "Listen, um, I need you to go downtown and apply for a teacher certification as a sub. I need you to go as a sub first." So I went through the channels of becoming a sub first, then a
Hmm.
teacher's aide, then um, immediately like a permanent sub. This was all in like 4 months. Like it just happened
Yeah.
like that. And then they sent me back to school. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna end up getting stuck in this. I end up quitting my job. I ended up quitting my job. And then the next year when the band season came, I was having band camp. I was having
Wow. You just jumped in feet first.
literally within 6 months, probably I would say 8 months at the longest, because I had to wait for my stuff to come back from the state and all that
Uh-huh.
kind of stuff there. But yeah, I
Wow.
became a full-fledged
Teacher.
teacher. Yeah. And here we are 20 years later. Well, I
You
take that
still
back. 20 wait a minute, I started in 99. Yeah, so 20 years strong.
Oh, you were a member of, is it the Ocean of Soul? I live in Houston. I should know that. Were you a member of the Ocean of Soul?
When I
Am I
went to
saying it right?
TSU, yes, you are saying it right. The Ocean of Soul marching band of Texas Southern University, the
University.
ninth wonder of the world.
That's
I was
it.
actually I was Krisha's actually, now I think about it, I take that back. I was Krisha's drum major
Okay.
at TSU. So when she came her year at TSU, I made drum major that year. That was my second year. So my first year at TSU, I was in the band as a crab. The
Uh-huh.
second semester, I pledged, and then after I pledged, I became drum major.
Oh, okay. I've
Well,
seen the
one
pictures.
of the three, yeah, one of the three.
One of the three what?
I was one of the three drum majors. We had three.
Okay. Okay. Was that, I know that was fun times. I just look at the bands, and what's the movie that came out with Nick Cannon? I was like,
Which one? Drum line one
the
or two?
that's it, that's it. So do your students know what you do? Do they know that you are Dominique Martin, the championship dancer?
I'm not at Kimball anymore. The past 3 years, I'm at charter school,
Okay.
and I have my own program there. But when I was at Kimball, I literally used to practice in the band hall.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like at the end of band practice, when I sent everybody home,
Mm-hmm.
I would like practice with some of my partners uh, at the school, like literally for a couple of hours. You know,
Okay.
my kids was the ones who ended up hanging out. They would see it, and they thought I was pretty cool.
Are you a strict instructor?
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
Okay, so you are Mr. Martin.
yes. I
Okay.
chunk I chunk
Up
keys.
until about a year ago, I used to participate in the lupus walk every year.
Mhm.
And I think you and I don't know how we came together. I don't know if you reached out to me, one of us, and that's when you told me that your mom was a survivor of lupus. How is
Mhm.
she doing?
My mother is a warrior. Like literally, nothing gets her down. Like, and when she does get down, she's like, "I'm okay. I got,
Yeah.
it's okay. Trust me, I'll be okay in a couple of days. I'm okay." So
Oh.
that's how she does it. And but she makes sure she takes care of herself. Like she
Mhm.
literally does exactly what her doctors say. And we're a pretty close knit family. So
Okay.
like I'm kind of blessed that my whole family is in a 30-minute to
Oh.
45-minute ratio of each other.
Oh, that is good. That is a good blessing.
Yeah. So
Okay,
like,
I wanted to make sure I asked you about her because I remember we kind of had a conversation about that year. I think I did a calendar or something. Did you start dancing, and how did you find swing out dancing?
um, I
Well,
started probably back in '97, I think.
mm,
My first thing about I was already, because I was in a band, we were already dancing, and I had
yeah.
homeboys hip hop, so kind of danced around. Uh, Swing out, I stumbled across accidentally because I was looking for the wrong dance. If that makes sense. I was actually I saw one of my favorite movies is Love Jones.
Okay.
one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite scenes in Love Jones is when Lorenz Tate and Nia Long go step.
Yes.
They go to go step. Now, with me not really knowing how the couples dances and all that kind of stuff worked, I thought that was the coolest thing on the planet. I was like, that's I want to do that. I'm older. I want to be fly like that. And so that movie came out, and I didn't know the difference between stepping, swinging, whatever.
Yeah.
And but there happened to be, and here's this funny. It's so crazy. In Arlington, well, Grand Prairie, there was a club called Club Steppers.
Oh God.
So because it was called Club Steppers, I thought that the people were going to be doing the same dance in that club that I saw on the
Love
movie.
Jones.
So I went, and of course, it was black people in there dancing. They were dressed up nice, everything. I was like, oh man, this is, yeah. And then that's when I met like Melvin Rollins, Pee Wee, Darnell,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the legends. Like I met everybody then because I was just be amazed at how smooth they were and the things they were doing.
Right.
I just didn't know that they were not doing stepping. I thought they was doing stepping.
Stepping.
Then I found out later that it was swing out. And I was like, whoa. So that's kind of how got me started on it, but I was too scared to try.
Okay.
And so I just would watch the people dance. I would never get up. I would never try it. And this went on for like 3 months. Just
Uh-huh.
wouldn't touch it. And then so finally, I moved into an apartment that was right across the street from a club called the Gold Rush in
I've heard
Dallas.
of that.
And at that time, I was looking for something to do after work and all that kind of stuff. So the Gold Rush had a happy hour. You could learn swing out. And then it was like an evening thing, but it was during the week. And they had food after work, everything. So of course I'm
That's the
staying
place.
up. I'm like, hey, it's free to get in. They got $3 drinks and it's food. I was there. The instructor at that time was Terrible T from Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
Legends from Fort Worth. And he was teaching class and he was barking the signals and full turn and half turn and basic and step up and down. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that was his thing. And I joined the class. And I joined the class for the first time and I got up online and I did it. And I hate this part. I quit.
Oh.
Like I literally stopped doing it because in my musician's head, it didn't make sense. Because he was counting everything 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And in my music head, I'm looking at, wait a minute, measures, quarter notes, eighth notes. Wait a minute, this makes no this makes no musical sense whatsoever. It didn't make any sense. I was trying to rationalize it way too much.
Right. Yeah.
So I quit. Yeah, I quit. And then I came back. I didn't even come back to happy hour. I didn't even come back to the club. I just
You were
quit
just done.
because I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated that I couldn't get it. One day, about 2 months after that, I decided to go back. Went back, didn't get into class, just sat at the bar, drank, and watched. And was tapping my hand, just tapping my hand rhythmically, just tapping it.
Uh-huh.
And I started saying, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. And I started using a different side of my brain.
Yeah, huh?
Literally got back in class that next day and was done with the class in 3 weeks.
Wow.
Literally. Suddenly it clicked musically in my head. And I could visually see it. And once I could visually see it, oh,
It was a wrap.
it was a wrap. And then I was hooked.
Wow.
Once I got it, I think that about anybody. Once you feel confident, or at least you pick something up,
Mm-hmm.
you you start like, oh man, I gotta have more. I gotta have more.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how the whole thing got started. And that was my platform from there. Terrible T got me excited about it again. And he was like, man, you're gonna be something major.
I tell people that you're one of the smoothest, most charismatic dancers that I know. Like you float on freaking water, like you float, you know. And then but you're still fun, you're energetic, like you got it like all right. How do you keep that spirit and that fun side of you and that showing that the dance is fun and not so serious? How do you keep that throughout all these years?
Music.
Mm-hmm.
It's the music. For me, it's the music. It's the music and being able to create something to it. Like, I mean, I'm already a huge. I'm completely eclectic when it comes to music.
Music.
I like everything: R&B, country, rap, zouk, trot.
Okay.
Yeah, I like music, and because I like music, um, it does something mentally for me.
With the
So
dancing.
yeah, so literally, if I'm having a rough day about some stuff, I can take it to the dance floor and let it go.
Yeah.
I really can. I think that having fun and all that stuff is because I try
Mm-hmm.
to be a happy person. Like I try to have a personality of not being upset all the time,
Mm-hmm.
enjoying things, and then too, like I said, I was in a band and we always hype. I mean,
Yeah.
think about old Jerron that I know in Houston. I mean, he was
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah.
and he so
I have to say that I have to cut you off for a moment. So he posted that he's gonna be working at this Irma Rose bar. I mean, not bar. Outside winery this weekend. And just because of the all the hoopla about the twerking at the place and dance, I inboxed him. I said, "Hey, so you gonna play some twerk music?" I think I'm gonna come by. He sent me back and he was like, "I'm gonna play one or two, but I know my crowd." I said I
yeah,
could not resist asking you that.
yeah. I mean, everybody's going in on Dallas about that event, but hey, it
Have you been
happens.
there?
It happens.
Have
Have
you
I?
been there?
I haven't been able to get a reservation.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's that kind of place. Like if you're in Dallas,
Wow.
people in Dallas know that you literally are trying to book a reservation a month at least in advance. I mean, like that's at the very least. But right now, the wait is probably 5 months now.
That is crazy. So it is a nice restaurant, apparently. Okay.
Absolutely, very, very, very nice. I've been doing Swingout for 20 years, and West Coast Swing probably for of those
Okay.
11 of those 20 years. Myself and Lauren Hubbard became America's Classic champions
Oh, wow.
in 2010. um, like the second year after I started. So yeah, definitely West Coast Swing. Been doing it for a few years. I'm still a judge, a competitor. I do choreography for it.
And you're
And
still teaching?
yeah, still teach it.
Okay.
I've traveled across the country doing it a lot. I have a lot of friends in the Dallas Fort Worth area. There's a lot of great swing out dancers
Mm-hmm.
who do West Coast swing as well. So
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, I will tell you that I know that I hear people talk about, fusing the dance a lot. That's one that until I went to take the class, I went maybe a year or two ago. I decided I wanted to come back to dancing, and I went and took Irene. I can't think of his name right now, but Irene and somebody. That's when I really realized there's a difference. Because my hip, because she kept saying, "You doing it, but you got to get them hips to go this way." And yeah, it's definitely different.
mhm.
I quit, but but I'm gonna go back because it was very difficult to go from swinging out and doing that the two steps back. That just messed me up. So again, it's
Mhm.
wanting to do something different. I guess it's be opening my mind to doing something different. So
Well, the thing about it is both dances are swing dances. They're
uh-huh.
I mean, to me, I look at it. To me, I look at it as cousins.
Okay,
Like,
I can see that.
like my cousin that's on the north side swing out. So
Yeah.
when they dance, they go back on 5 and 6, and they do this and they do that or whatever. Well, my cousins from up north that do West
Mhm.
Coast. I mean, they we still related. We still family, but we just do.
Right.
It's just they're different. So there's
And it's
certain
not that much different, but it's just your mindset.
right, and there's characteristics. in any dance, there's characteristics of that dance that make it that dance. And most of
Mm-hmm.
it's usually something very small that separates, in a sense, one dance from the other. Like
Okay.
literally, I've kind of been playing around, not with stepping like I've been dancing it, but the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, stepping is one beat different from swing out.
Hmm.
It's literally one beat different. Like it's literally just that close. Like
Now
if
that
you
I
want
would
to,
have never thought.
it's really one beat, literally different
Swing
than
out.
than swing out. And West Coast swing, there's a couple of differences between West Coast swing and swing out. Like there's no anchor in swing out, but there's an anchor in West Coast swing. Um, Swing out is meant to be more of a figure eight type dance,
Mm-hmm.
not so slided. And West Coast swing tends to be completely slided.
And when you
Um,
say slide, tell me what you mean by that, if you can.
Up and down the track, like literally
Okay. Okay.
down the track. Period. That's literally usually how West Coast swing is, and you can identify it by the triples and the anchors that are
Okay.
in that dance. Whereas with swing out, we have a little bit more fluidity to go in curves and
Mm-hmm.
different
Okay.
things like that. So that kind of makes our dance a little bit, to me, more free uh,
Mm-hmm.
to do. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but the way the way we teach West Coast swing and the way the dance is designed, it allows for a lot of little tricks and different things like
That you
that
add to it.
too. But those things can happen in swing out as too. It too. It's just that no one ever um took it to that level of trying to implement or add those type of things to swing out dancing back
Mm-hmm.
at that
Back
time. Now
then,
people are
right.
kind of really interpreting music more and doing more things with the dance. So one thing you definitely want to teach dance students is um to stay green. Um me and Lawrence Bradford were talking about some things last
Mm-hmm.
year at ISDC, and we were talking about this subject, and we were talking about how sometimes students get to a certain level and they feel like they got it. It's this, that, and the other, and now they're no longer green, so they can't grow anymore.
Right.
And the biggest thing I can give to any dancer or dance student is to stay green. Literally, stay at a point of learning because dance is so infinite. Like there's so much you can do. It's so much different music. It's so much you can do. So I'm still learning and growing now. Like
Mm-hmm.
I old videos, and I'm like, oh, don't do that ever again. Like, I mean, I'm still growing and I don't feel like I, I don't feel like I know it all. I'm confident in the things that I've accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
I know and I know what I'm doing. But that doesn't mean that I don't see another dance and I'm like, whoa, that was hot. That person got this going on. Watching other dancers out inspires me to grow. Like it pushes me to
Yeah.
even get better. So the biggest thing I can tell a student is to stay green and practice. Don't ever mistake practice time as it's is something that's unnecessary.
Right.
If if you want to get good at anything, you have to practice.
You have to
You have
practice.
you have to put in the time and the effort, and you got to practice. It's not going to just happen overnight. You're not going to dance like somebody else in 6 months. You're not going to do it. You just practice, and the more you practice, the more you start enjoying what you're doing, and you'll get so good at it that
So I'm a small person. So sometimes I may dance with a dancer who is you always tell them, look here, look, you got to adjust with me. So do you talk to your students about making the adjustments for people? And that
absolutely,
all dances are not the same dance.
absolutely. We talk about that a lot. Like I tell the ladies all the time that every guy is not going to lead like your instructor. They're not going to. They're going to lead the way that they feel, and it's going to be different. It's not going to be that it's wrong, but it's going to feel different. So ladies, I tell my ladies to just kind of chill, be humble, and try to own your dance, so you don't fall victim of being pulled around or anything like that. You have to know your part, and then adjust. If you know your part well enough as a follower, then you actually make an adjustment to
Gotcha.
what the lead is doing. And for my leads, I tell my leads, hey, remember that you got to take care of this woman. So some women don't like a bunch of turns. Some women don't like you to try to do no tricks on them and pick them up or do this or whatever. They just want a smooth little dance. Just tell the guys, hey, adjust to that partner. And if that partner says that she's a beginner, kind of treat her like a beginner. Don't say, oh, I got it. And then give
Let's do this
12
fail.
turns, give her 12 turns, give her a dip, all that. No, don't do that. So
Yeah.
make the adjustment as a lead to make it an enjoyable dance for her. So make sure you taper that down and adjust.
So there are some women, and I will specify that they are some of our seasoned saints, that say dance. They say that they can't get a dance. We're paying to get the dance lessons, and we just can't get a dance. Should dance instructors be obligated to dance with their students if they're out and about? I think I heard you guys talk about this on one of your shows, so I wanted to ask you here.
So I personally feel like if we're even keeping this on like a business thing, like I provided a service, I've given you the service, and you got what you wanted, right? So when it's time to go out, I believe it's on the instructor if they want to keep a certain type of decorum, that they should. Like you can personally feel like this is my personal responsibility because, for one, these are my students that I do teach. Two, I am a pillar in the community as an instructor, so it should be a part of what I do, going out and doing it and dancing with other people. Do I feel like it's an obligation? No, because nobody's even obligated to dance with me, even if I wasn't an instructor. Or, a lady could tell me no, she's not obligated to even dance with me.
Right.
So
Right.
I think if instructors who, and I do it, I dance, I go and I dance and ask people to dance all the time. But you don't have to be obligated to do so, but there should be something inside of you that would make you want to do it. But then there's also that fine line of an instructor having his space and time to do him, and instead of always being in a sense at the job.
Right. I get that. That makes a
So
lot of sense.
it's not that somebody is saying, this, that, and the other, but it's kind of not right for you to make it like your job is to go out and go dance with people when you go out. Like, so you're telling me that I can't enjoy. What if that night I decide I don't want to dance?
Yeah.
I just enjoy the atmosphere. So you get upset with me because I made a choice for my own personal peace that night not to do something, and I have to be obligated to dance with you.
I get that. That makes
I mean,
sense.
so and I get both sides, and I get what the ladies are saying because, right, hey, you're an instructor, you should be there, and you should be there to dance with the ladies. But if I'm the only one there and there's 25 ladies, I gotta dance with all 25 of these ladies, and it's not, like I said, it's not as a bad thing, or it's not that you should condemn doing it or nothing like that. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying get them ladies. No, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that at all.
Right.
Um, but I'm just saying, I just think that it's two sides to that coin. That's kind of what
Definitely.
I said in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
People need to be considerate of the instructor as well too, because the instructor even might be out with somebody that night,
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
and they might be having something of their own going on that night,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of not right for you to make it seem like they're obligated to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, instructors that I know do it regardless because we love the dance and we love the people anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, ladies, unfortunately, because I'm from the old school too,
Yeah.
and because there's so many guys, uh, so less. I mean, so many women and so few guys
Mm-hmm.
that it ends up being kind of rough, especially for me. Like a lot of times, I can't before I can finish a dance or get off the floor. Somebody's already telling
Yeah.
me. Well, I mean, I can't even. I mean, I hadn't even got to the edge of the floor yet. It's kind of hard when that's the situation and you're sitting in the back and I got to go past
Gotta
12 ladies to you
yeah.
and I got to tell them no to get back there
To
to
get to
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember back in the day that ladies asked men to dance back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of the amount of numbers and everybody was cool. So they just asked the guy to dance and it just kind of.
Now here, now I don't know about there, but here, it was just the opposite. Women did not, men ask. So that's why here they have it's been a big issue about women asking men to dance. I had to learn that and learn that. But just like I always have to remember, I say, well, yeah, but I don't want to be rejected. But I have to remember, well, men don't want to be rejected either. So it's a two-way street. But not the perfect gentleman. That's Dallas. Who did we have? We had somebody. We had a group of gentlemen, and I keep their picture with me all the time. I can't think of their names, but anyway, they're the ones that had to really. That's where it pushed me to say, okay, you got to ask people to dance. You got to ask people to dance and let that go. So, but good. Thank you. I think that was a good explanation for that. I'll pass that on to my mom. So she
I mean,
she don't want
literally,
to come dance no more.
and it's a hard thing because it is right. Ladies pay their money, they get pretty and everything, but at the same time, it's almost like there's kind of nostalgic for when guys would ask the lady to dance. Well, there are guys who are still asking ladies to dance. It's just so many ladies.
So many, yeah.
It's so many ladies, and unfortunately, some women end up getting kind of overlooked
Mm-hmm.
in that process, and that's unfortunate. But the ladies who are being aggressive
I was
are
just
like,
about to say that
hey,
they said that on your video. Some women gonna come get you.
they're gonna be like, hey, I want to dance.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you look at the Sunday event that we do,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see like a lot. You'll see ladies, hey, let's go dance. That's
Mm-hmm.
because this thing of trying to go dance. I don't think
Yeah.
it's not like it's an old thing,
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Chivalrous. It's just that we're talking about 2020 now,
We
and
talk about 2020.
and women are going for it. They going for theirs. Men are going for it. So a lot of times, if you sitting back waiting,
You're gonna be looked over. Yeah, definitely. Bertie also told me that I didn't know this one for sure, for sure. I thought you danced with S Factor for some years, but he gave me this name called Raw
syncopation.
Sync
Syncopation.
Syncopation. I have never heard of that.
Yeah. So in Dallas at one time there were two dance groups. One was the S Factor Dance Company, and that was run by LaSonda Campbell.
Yeah.
And the other one was made up by Miss Angie Jones, AP, or
I
Angie.
have heard her name on your
Yeah,
show.
yeah, and myself, I just played a teeny weeny part. Like I was the dude's part, but she really got it started, and it was raw syncopation, and we were the other dance team in Dallas. So we would perform, S Factor would perform, but it was like the two dance teams that Dallas had. And
Wow.
yeah, and I
So where
actually
did that name come from?
raw syncopation.
Hmm.
Raw syncopation was me and AP at the time. That's what we
Oh, okay.
ourselves. We were very raw because we did stuff that was off the cuff, and we did that stuff that was different in Swing Out that they had normally seen.
Uh-huh. Y'all
Sync.
were in sync.
So it was raw. It was raw syncopation.
Gotcha.
And shout out to Jackie and Santasha. A lot of ladies. We had our team had six couples. We had
Okay.
6 couples. S Factor had like 12. So it was huge. And then
I
later on,
remember.
after raw syncopation, we after we had done it for a few years, everybody kind of started working and doing different
Hmm.
things. So the group kind of broke up a little bit. And then a few years later, I actually joined S Factor.
Okay. So I did see you in a picture. And that's what Ron said. Yeah, I think he was there a short time, but he said, but no, it's raw sync. He just kept saying, no, raw, you gotta okay.
Yeah, it was actually both of them. I was in raw syncopation
And inspector.
and in S Factor.
We don't have much more to go, but it's just so much that we want to ask. So competing, I gotta ask you about that.
Mm-hmm.
What made you decide to start competing? And I'm thinking it has to do with your stuff with the band, all that kind of stuff, kind of, you know, is that what it was?
Yeah, it did. I started competing because I was a competitor, period. Like, if I got it and I like it, I have no problem with showing out or showing up or whatever. So, um, being in the band and stuff, you just, hey, it's time to go hard or go home. So,
Yeah.
I he got me started into competing. My first competition in Swing Out was at a hair show. Um, it was a 12 ways to swing contest, and we got into it, and that was the start of me actually getting into competitive dancing. And we lost that night. We lost the first night. It was real rough. But after that, we kept dancing and we kept going, and it got better and better, and we got better at doing it. Um, and we just grew from there. And after that, it just took off.
Yeah.
At one point, I we had won like so much in
Hmm.
Dallas that we kind of, in a sense, were not allowed to do some of the competition.
I knew that's what you were gonna say.
Yeah, it kind of got where they were like, no, that's not going to be okay for us.
Yeah.
And not necessarily. And what happened was people were waiting to see if we were going to sign up on the sign up sheet.
Oh.
And if they saw we were going to sign up, a lot of times they wouldn't compete. So that's when we started taking our next venture, and that was getting into West Coast Swing
Okay. Okay.
because they had a really big competitive, field and thing in West Coast Swing. That's a big thing competitively in West Coast Swing. So,
Yeah. Um, which one do you like more, competing or showcasing?
well, I think I like, I think I like, mm, I like them both. I like them both a lot because
Equally?
when I show, when I showcase, I'm just enjoying myself with a piece that I prepared. But when I'm competing, I'm really kind of competing against myself.
Okay.
Um, I try not to think about the other competitors, because I heard some long time ago that you're always really competing against yourself. Yeah, there are other people there that you're trying to, be better than,
Mm-hmm.
but the competition is still in your own head. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I like
Like them both.
I actually like them. But now, years later, I think I like watching performances and
So judging?
yeah, I love judging, and I love to. Well, I like to create stuff now. So now it's more like I'm just trying to create something.
Hmm.
Like I'm not, trying to go to a certain place, but I'm trying to get better for myself. Like I want to impress myself.
Okay, okay. Um, in regards to choreography, so I'm not. I was a part of a team for a short time, and I do okay with my dancing, but I'm not good with the choreography. I just want to
Mhm.
dance because choreography, I get nervous and forget. So, do
Right.
you have students or anyone that you teach, or even for you, have you met people that were great dancers, but choreography was just not their thing?
Oh yeah, I know people right now who are some of the best choreographed dancers in the world. Like they can do a routine better than anybody on the planet, but
Hmm.
they can't freestyle to save their lives.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but there are some
So it can
people,
go both ways.
but there's people who can freestyle who can't do routines because they don't like to memorize stuff.
I
So
sucked.
it's sometimes people are like, I just want to dance. I can't do all this memorizing stuff and
Hmm.
that and the other. That ain't me. So I get it.
And it's funny because I never admitted it until I was on an interview. Somebody was interviewing me and it
Mm,
came out. I was like, I was a part of a team. And then sometimes me and Rock do a little choreography sometimes, but ours is so much fun stuff in the middle. I don't really
mhm,
have to worry about that part, but to do a part of a team, it was always nerve wracking because I knew, and I don't know how other people think, but when you're a part of a team, I felt responsible for the rest of my team. And if I messed up, I knew it was going to mess up the rest of my teammates. So
mhm.
that made me super nervous. So it was like, you know what? I ain't gonna be out here making everybody else look crazy because I'm looking crazy. So I left that alone, left that to them.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
so I interviewed someone who said that some people, let me not say one person, some people who feel like competition um takes away the unity of the dance community.
Okay.
I disagree with that.
I do.
But what do you think?
I disagree with it. Yeah, I completely disagree with it. I disagree with it um because that's a personal thing. Like I mean, there's nothing wrong with competing. I mean, there is compete competitions in so many
Everything.
different things. Yep, literally everything. So I just think it's about how you look at competing. If you look at it from a place where it's negative, like they're gonna always pick the same person.
No.
Oh, well, this is gonna be this. It's a lot of people already have what they think everything is gonna be like before it happens. And also, unfortunately, some of us don't that we lack confidence in some things.
Hmm.
So we always feel like, well, everybody's against me. They're never gonna pick me. Well, I try and they don't never pick me to do stuff and stuff. So they already have a negative connotation behind it before they even
Start
start.
off. Yeah.
So I don't think that has anything to do with the competition. I think that's something personal within
I
them.
see that you guys have collaborated on a safe haven for dancing outside in Dallas.
Hmm.
And who's involved in that?
That was my event, and we just ended it this past Sunday.
Was it
But
cold
the
outside?
idea, well, cold and the fact that it's the numbers have gone up a little bit in
Oh,
Dallas. It's cold and the temperature
gotcha.
changing. So that those were the three things that were more or less the determining factor of,
Okay.
hey, it's time to go ahead and kind of,
Pull it in.
move this to something else. Those, yeah. But the whole concept was to find a way within the CDC guidelines to have an event without um, anyone having any problems. We were really trying to make it safe for people. That was the
Hmm.
biggest thing, is to make it safe. That was the key. So I talked to a lot of different people who were in the health professions and things like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
It gave me a lot of advice on what to do, how to do it
Oh,
outside, do it
okay.
here, do it
So you
there.
did a little research.
You know, a lot of research, because the thing about it was we didn't want anyone sick. Like that was the biggest thing. Like, was the whole key to it all. Like, we just, no matter what, we just couldn't have anybody get sick.
Yeah,
That would have been
yeah,
the end
yeah.
of. Plus, we're already having issues with people talking about, you know, people catching COVID and things like that. Anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
we just not to, get anything or anyone hurt or anything in the
Get sick.
process. So
Right.
that was the biggest thing. Yeah, we don't want anybody to get sick or anything like that. So that was the biggest thing. And
Okay.
so it actually started out as just me and Courtney hanging out and dancing on Sundays in the park, and nobody was there. Like, nobody was there because of the COVID. It was great because it
Right.
was me and her and a couple more people, and we were just out there dancing and practicing. And then and after that, we just kind of had an idea of saying, well, hey, if we could get people to come out, not everybody, but just a few
Yeah.
people who may want to, who may need to get out the house.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't make it flyers. We didn't do anything big like that. We
Okay.
we just we just told people that we were going to do it, and we might broadcast it one day, and we never did, and we never posted it again, and we just left it at
Okay.
that. And people came out, and
What were those cones for? I asked a few people, what were the cones for? Was that for social distancing or was that just
right. So the cones were they created boxes. But
oh,
so basically, people were dancing in boxes,
gotcha. I
and
kept
it
asking
helped
people,
keep
y'all,
social.
what it's
That,
gotta be social distancing. That's gotta be the opening my screen trying to
that's what
see
it
what
was.
is it they're doing. Okay.
Yeah, those things they would
What
apart.
have you learned or what have you taken away from the downtime during the pandemic? Is there anything that you have an aha moment that you've had to reflect or
Oh wow. I personally have grown a lot during this pandemic. I've learned a lot about myself. Um, and I have to be honest, I've learned a lot about a lot of people during this pandemic. Unfortunately. I, I the,
Dominique, it's so funny that everybody that I've asked that question to, they pretty much say the same thing. One, they've learned so much about themselves. They've learned things about others, unfortunately, some fortunately, some unfortunately, and then also gave them time to create.
yeah,
Especially my musicians, they did a lot of
yeah.
creating.
Did a lot of creating, a lot of self-evaluation right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Really thinking on self about certain things, and changing your views on things and finding
Yeah.
out what's really most important, and because with all this stuff going on, you really start figuring out what's important.
What's important? Yeah. Some people redid wheels and stuff. I
Yeah,
was laughing because Ti said, "Oh, I know where my vacuum cleaner is now. I know what time people go to school." So,
right.
like, it seems very simple, but those are things he did not know. With light being shed on racial disparities and police brutality,
Mhm.
do you talk to your students, your sons? Like, what do you say to them? Do you say anything to them?
Well, all of my children are of age, so they know exactly what's going on. My youngest child is 15, so
Mm-hmm.
um, so they're pretty much aware of things, and we
Mm-hmm.
talk about all this stuff. Like, literally, when we're in the car, we talk about it because
Mm-hmm.
I need them to understand, both sides of it. Because sometimes they only see one side
Okay.
um, that's presented. So I just try to give them the options of both sides, and get them to think on their own when they do stuff. You
Gotcha.
don't be mindless. Don't just sit here and accept everything that everyone says and things like that. And pray more. Like, this world is like, we're big on church and prayer. My
Mm-hmm.
father, pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more. I talk to them about just being good people, and not worrying about this whole race thing, this, that, and the other. Yes, there
Mm-hmm.
is racism. It is
Mm-hmm.
systematic. It's there. We can't deny it. It's been there forever and a day.
Yeah.
Um, Do we have to feed into it? No. Um, God made you great as you are. So there's nothing any racial divide can do with you on that. So and
Gotcha.
as far as anything else, it's like, hey, you just as good as anybody else. So just do your best and always stay true to it. Can't nobody deny you. I don't care what it is. They can't deny if you're that competent in what you're doing.
Now I love R&B, old school hip hop, Tupac and Puff Daddy and my boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your favorite genre of music? But I know you already said you like them all, though. So, do you like them all evenly, or do you have a favorite?
Um, I don't know. I think I kind of like them all
I
even.
always.
It depends on what comes on. Like,
Do you listen to country music? Did you say country in that? In that?
yeah,
Okay. 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 Okay.
listening to. It's funny because I just got through listening to Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh
You know,
wow.
so you make me feel so young. You make
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'm into like literally every.
Music.
I'll hear that song and try to put some choreography in my head to some.
Yeah.
So
It's funny. I dated someone who was the sound guy for a couple of years, and so when I would go places and listen to music, I could be like, "Oh, wait a minute, it's something ain't right." That it was crazy because I couldn't concentrate on the music anymore because I was I started thinking, "Ooh, Lord, that the bass or the highs or the lows." So I didn't like that. I had to turn that off of
mm,
me. So when you go watch dance, do you have that thing where you have to, when you want to go just chill and hang out, you have to turn that off?
I have to turn off. I have to turn off the eyes of looking at it like, okay, that was great, but they still missed that such and uh, that was awesome. Dang, them triples was
It,
bad. No,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's that, and it's like you can't help it, and it's not because you're sitting there just trying to judge and critique.
judge.
It has nothing to do with that at all. It's just that you've done it so much and you've been critiqued so much.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
for years I've been critiqued so much that when you're in that setting, you know exactly what's supposed to look like.
Yeah, yeah.
And you kind of like, oh,
And then because you are a band teacher,
right.
like you have to hear all that from your kids and you're listening to when they're, yeah. So to relax and chill, to get away from the music. No, I'm not gonna take the music away, but to get away the hustle and bustle, what do you do?
Watch movies.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to watch different movies and
Do you turn off your phone?
huh?
Do you turn off your phone?
Do I talk on my phone?
Turn on your phone. Turn off your phone. Like, do you?
No, I usually don't because I'm always gonna make sure if my kids call or
Yeah.
something like that. But getting some sleep, just sometimes just jumping in my car and driving. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
for me, but I like people. I like to talk, so
Yeah.
I get with
Me
friends
too.
and play cards and
Mm-hmm.
talk or go to the bar, have a drink, talk to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I do to relax. Just I
Do
just
you
don't.
try to go to a bar? If you go to a bar, do you try to go away from where you'll see a bunch of people? As far as let's say dancing. Okay. Okay. That's
I try to go somewhere but the thing about it is, in Dallas, the people, everybody I know, in a
yeah.
sense, knows that I dance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To go to a place in somewhere where people know me that they don't know that I dance in Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do go places where they're not there. Different. I like restaurants. I like to eat, so I go
Love to eat. Love to
try
eat.
for restaurants as my way of kind of relaxing too.
Relaxing. But when COVID was out and I wanted to get out, because again, I like love live music and I love dancing. Those are my happy places.
Mm.
But I knew I couldn't dance. So I said, okay, we got to choose one or the other. So I would go to live music places, but away from people that I didn't know. Because when you see people, they're gonna want to hug, they're gonna do all this stuff. So I would go to live music places, but tried to go where I didn't think anybody would be. I'd be way in Sugarland, going somewhere so I could hear my live music and just not be scared of people. Eventually I did start dancing though. It's not a good thing, but I did. What is your favorite song currently to dance to? Something that's hot. Uh-oh. You don't have one?
I got so many. I like this that. I mean, I know everybody has heard that Usher "Don't Waste My Time." I like that. But
That's a good one.
because I listen to I listen to so much music. Like I'm listening to music. Being a band director, I listen to music all day,
Oh, that's
sometimes
true.
every day.
Yeah, yeah.
So and then my friend James and Demarc and different people like that will send
Hmm.
me stuff all the time. I just heard 3 new songs yesterday. So, you know,
Okay,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
heard
What was the song again you just got today?
Sade, but it was Sade, Your Love is King.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just
So
it
it's
just
just a
um,
live. Okay, okay. Do you like listening to music live more than just listening to music?
I love live music.
Okay,
I
okay.
best. I would rather compete um
Live music.
live music. I've done it before. And when I'm you can feel the music when it's live and you
Hmm.
compete dancing. Oh my God, that's a different feeling.
I can imagine. It's I do a lot of live music events now, and the last one I was going to do that was supposed to be in April, they got canceled due to COVID. I was going
Hmm.
to have, Latisa B, her daughter Jasmine, and another little new young guy. He's under John's tutelage. Oh gosh, this is so sad. I cannot call his name, and I know this baby, but anyway, he and her, uh, they were going to dance to my live music. I have a guy that plays the violin, Dominique Hammonds. Actually, some of your Dallas
Hmm.
people have been trying to get him down there too, but COVID came along. But they were going to dance to
I
him,
I need
huh?
I need that guy.
You
I need
do.
that guy.
He would love it. He would love it.
That
And
dude
you
is
know
a.
when? No, no, I'm
I've
serious.
been watching him. That dude,
Ain't he though?
yeah,
He's
that
awesome.
dude is
So just let me
amazing.
know whenever.
I will, because I want to dance to his tracks. I literally want to
Absolutely.
dance to
He
one of his
actually has a
tracks.
new CD coming out tomorrow, Friday, this Friday.
Okay.
So yeah, on that note, this is away from what I'm thinking about. So I highlight live musicians, and so I've been trying to
Hmm.
think about what I could do to not only highlight them, but I also highlight the dance, right? So
Right.
I'm thinking that I want to start. I was talking to Rock about this. I want to start taking their music, like Dominique, let's just say, and have different dancers dance to it and record it and
Yes.
post,
Yes.
because it would promote their music and also promote the dance. You know what I mean? So that's my
Mm-hmm.
that's my thought on that. When you said that, it made me remember. I was just telling Rock that. So I'm trying to figure out how to get that done. But anyway, do you have any? I thank you. I know this is long, but there's always so much to ask people, and I like to talk. So any last words to um dancers, I mean, whatever's going on in this world, do you have anything that you want to leave with us?
I just want to say thank you so much for having
You're
me
welcome.
on today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I sent a prayer out to all of my fellow teachers out there. Keep striving. Don't forget why we're doing it. I know it's crazy out there. Administrators can be crazy. All of it can be crazy, but just remember why we're doing it and
Mhm.
the lives that we actually affecting.
That's true.
To my dancers out there, don't fret, don't worry. I know some people are struggling right now because they want to dance and they can't get out, or they can get out but they don't trust it. So I really get it. Keep your head up. Practice at home. Get in that mirror. Cut that music on.
Yes.
Even if you work on how to just turn a couple of times, keep practicing on that. I promise you,
You'll be
you'll be
ready.
better. You'll be ready. You'll be ready.
Hmm.
My
If you don't use it, you lose it.
absolutely. To my children, I love them to death. I love being a father. I'm beyond joyed um, to be their father. They are the greatest things to me. So that I think that's what wraps it up for me. I'm just happy to be here. COVID, you can go on about your business
You sure
because
can.
we
Oh,
still.
and then January, what is it, December 31st? Are you gonna join the virtual ISDC?
Yeah, I'll be there for the virtual party for ISDC. I don't know what part I'm going to play in it yet, but
Mhm.
they be there to do whatever is asked for me to do and just to be a part of that. Shout out to Miss Tina Morales
Shout out to Miss Tina.
for doing that and always creating this space for the dancers to dance and friendly competition. And how and showing us how it can be done a certain way. I really appreciate her. And
Absolutely.
Trina, talk with Trina,
Chat.
chat,
I'm just playing.
chat, talk,
Whatever
email.
it is, huh?
Which you thank you for being a staple, and I know it's hard still trying to even develop this show. So I want to give you a lot of props, credit, and show you some love for this. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep
Thank
doing
you.
it.
Thank you. And Dominique, we appreciate you so much for all that you do. I thank you for being on the dance floor, giving us eye candy, having all that charisma and swagger, you know. So there you go. But guys, thank y'all for tuning in to Dominique. And Dominique, I do want to say that every so often we run into each other and you're always very encouraging. And I do thank you for that. You're always very, very supportive. And I do, on a serious note, really, really appreciate that. And I appreciate you for joining me on this long interview tonight. But we had stuff to cover, we had stuff to talk about. But guys, thank you guys so much for
Hey,
making the choice to click in to chat with Trina, with Dominique. And go to youtube.com/chat with Trina, hit subscribe, and then hit that little bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Bye, Dominique. You stay safe, okay?
thank you. Bye
All
bye.
righty. Bye.
Peace.
Thank you, Dominique, for chatting with Trina today. It was a great conversation, and as always, I learned so much from you. You are such a wealth of information for our entire dance community, and we love and appreciate you and everything that you do. Guys, So You Wanna Dance is back. Go to www.soyouwannadance.net. Guys, thank you so much for making the choice to click in to chat with Trina. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/chat with Trina. Click that little bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Be safe out there, social distance, mask up, and wash your hands. See you soon.